Hello, my name is London Holman, and I'll be covering SSH Service Group 3, and the topic being SSH Protocol using OpenSSH Application on Linux. Intro to SSH. So here's a brief description of SSH. SSH, which means Secure Shell or Secure Shell Socket, which is a network protocol that gives individuals access to a computer or server over an unsecured network. SSH is very important in securing communications on a network, as it provides a layer of confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity. Some key features for SSH will be secure remote login, secure file transfer, and secure command execution. Okay. Some general information about SSH. So it uses port 22, and you're generally going to see SSH being used to remotely manage servers, infrastructure, and employee computers. The SSH also can be seen securely transferring files or when obtaining services from the cloud without exposing a local machine's ports to the internet. A little bit of background about OpenSSH. So OpenSSH is used to remotely control computers on a network. It's a free service. It continuously listens for client connectivity for any of the client tools. Some key features about this application is that it has strong encryption. It uses multiple authentication methods. It has forwarding and tunneling. And why you should use OpenSSH? Well, one, it's free. Two, it's secure. It's widely used, and it's maintained by OpenBSD project. Here are the steps to installing OpenSSH on a Linux server. So you would start off by saying sudo apt install OpenSSH client. Then you would say sudo apt install OpenSSH server, and then you would configure the file as shown, and then you are going to also want to back up the file beforehand using the code that I do have below. So it's very easy step to implementing hardening recommendations. So you would use SSH keygen to create a new key pair. With our second recommendation that I have is to disable root login. By disabling the root login, you will be able to prevent attackers from directly targeting the root account, adding another layer of security to your server. Here are the steps to disabling this function. You would first say sudo etc ssh, so you go to the file wherever your file is located, and then you would say permit root login and set that to no, and then you would say sudo system restart, so you restart your server and SSD as well, or SSH. Hardening recommendation 3 is to implement SSH key management policies. So implement SSH key management policies ensures that keys are regularly updated and revoked when no longer needed, reducing security risk. Regularly rotating keys and removing keys from users who no longer have access to them is a really big plus. Here are the steps to adding this to your server. So you would say sudo apt-get install OpenSSH server, and then you would enable, you would start and enable this by saying sudo system start sht, and then you would say sudo system enable SSHD. Some best practices for SSH would be to regularly update OpenSSH so that it ensures there are no known vulnerabilities, and to make sure as like over time exploits that may occur will be patched. And so you just want to keep that updated as time goes on, and to remember to regularly update OpenSSH. Second best practice would be to monitor SSH access logs, which helps you see who has attempted any unauthorized accesses to your server or anything else that is going on your server. A third best practice would be to use SSH version 2, which makes sure that you are on the latest and safest SSH version. In conclusion, SSH is an amazing protocol that can be used to connect to a network remotely and securely, and is used in a lot of different IT systems. OpenSSH allows for the author to manage the SSH more effectively. Using some of the mentioning hardening recommendations will really help with the security of your SSH configurations. And here are some of my references for today's video.